What about me is most strange or unfamiliar to you?
This is level 1?
Level 1. More! Lunch break!
This episode of Lunch Break is brought to you by Squarespace. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to start building a beautiful online presence today.
Welcome to the first episode of the new year. We have a very special guest today, Melody Cheng!
Hello everyone. I feel so honored to be here with you, Taylor.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely a first on Lunch Break, having a lunch date, essentially, with someone not on Wong Fu, technically right now. Before we get into today's episode, got to give a big shout out to today's care holder that helped us decide what to eat for lunch, Kenny Lamb, and he helped us, and we chose Thai food.
Thanks, Kenny. I really appreciate you choosing Thai. When you said Thai, I was like, it's about time for Thai. You know what it is? Being back at Wong Fu, you just like start thinking about puns.
If you guys don't know, Melody was a big part of Wong Fu's history because she was also an intern here, actually when I started as well.
I was their intern in 2015, and I think Taylor really, you helped me make the decision to apply for the internship. Wow.
Yeah, because even before that, Melody and I were college friends.
Yes.
We both got our start in Asian entertainment together through a few things. So she is my oldest friend in this community. I can say that confidently.
I was just thinking that, and I feel like a lot of people because we have a lot of mutual friends now. Obviously, work in the same community. But like when I tell them, I was like, oh yeah, I went to college with Taylor. Like we're in the same class together. They're like, what? You knew Taylor like back then? I was like, I knew Taylor before he was like Wong Fu Taylor. You know?
I know Mel before she was Asian boss girl Mel. Okay.
Stop.
She has fan accounts now. I knew her before that.
No, but I always tell the story, and then I'm pretty sure like Phil or like Mike Bose listening, they're like, Mel, you always tell this, but I'm gonna share a story real quick from Taylor from college.
Sure.
So Tay and I are in the same major, a communications major at UCSD, Go Tritons. I met him because we were in a group project together, and I remember we're like, oh, we have to get this project done. Let's meet at Geisel, the library, to get stuff done. He's like, oh, okay, yeah. And then he was like, I think before we were supposed to meet up, he was like, oh, actually, I'm gonna meet a little later because I have something to do, like something important. I was like, oh, okay. This guy shows up like an hour later to the library. I was like, where'd you go? He goes, oh, it's like Wing Wednesday. Like wings are super cheap right now. I was like, dude, really?
Wait, but it was a previous commitment. It wasn't like I bailed and then went to get wings. It was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be there for the group project, but got dinner plans.
Yeah, that's so funny.
What does that reveal about me?
That you prioritize food, which I'm also all about too. No, Tay, I feel like we have known each other for so long. Even when I was interning for Wong Fu, like Mike, I had a pretty long commute. He'll let me stay over at your parents' house, like in their extra bedroom, so I wouldn't have to like drive so far during my internship here at Wong Fu.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time together. We know each other pretty well. I mean, that was also a period of time where we were in close proximity and stuff. And a lot has changed, right?
Yeah.
You know, you also worked at Jubilee for a period of time, and then Asian Boss Girl is keeping you busy too. There's so many stories. We have so many stories.
So many.
But today we're playing We're Not Really Strangers.
Really not, though.
Yeah. This game takes you through different levels and gives you different prompts that make you go a little deeper.
Okay.
Get to know each other. We've been playing this a lot at Wong Fu because we like deep talks. We're not endorsed by this game, but we just really like it. So I'm gonna play with Mel and really test our friendship.
Ooh.
Or just catch up.
Yeah.
In a very organic way. So there's 3 levels. Technically, when I was reading the instructions, how you decide who goes first is a blinking contest. And that'll be fun. So pretty much it's like you look into each other's eyes and the first one to blink draws first. 3, 2, 1. And the first one to blink draws first.
Yeah, it's not fair. I'm wearing falsies. I feel like I dries out your eyes.
I actually don't even know if I blinked.
No, you weren't blinking. I just all of a sudden felt my eyes get really dry.
Yeah.
So I lost.
Woo! Okay.
Oh, okay. This is really basic. Do I seem like a cat or dog person?
Dude, actually, I mean, I'm gonna say dog. I think they're very affectionate and warm, loving, and I think cats, their personality, I could see that not being the ideal pet for you. But I don't think I've ever talked to you about this.
I know.
So I was like, I don't actually know what your preference is, but I'm gonna guess dog.
Okay, and your answer is correct.
Oh, cool.
Nice. I used to describe myself as a dog to people. I'm like, I'm like so easy, you guys. Like, honestly, I'm like a dog.
You do act like a dog.
Because I just like want someone to pet me or like just give me affection, feed me. And then that's it.
And you come over and it's like hanging on the bed,
exactly,
lounge around,
right? And like cats are more like, excuse me, like you're in my way.
Yeah, you have to earn my affection.
Exactly. Okay, good job, Tay.
Okay, I'll go. What about me is most strange or unfamiliar to you?
This is level 1?
Level 1.
Wait, most strange?
It could be anything.
I don't know why this cup pops in. Like, it's not, okay, I don't say it's strange, but it's a very unique thing.
Okay.
I think the way Taylor holds cups is very unique.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't see anyone hold a cup like you do. He holds it like this. Like, I don't know why he like has this like wrist flick thing. It's a very distinct quality of yours.
And through the years at Wong Fu, it's become more apparent just because people point it out. I don't know what to say. It is strange. I'll admit that. I guess it feels more secure or something. It's a good one.
Oh, okay. How many speeding tickets do you think I've gotten in my life?
Oh, interesting. I actually don't think you speed because I've been in your car and you're usually pretty cautious. It seems like it. I remember a lot of times even helping you parallel park. So like, I don't think you've ever gotten a speeding ticket. I'm gonna say 0.
Okay, I think you're correct.
Okay.
I think. You're actually right. I don't tend to go over the speed limit, but there's one time I was driving actually from the Bay Area to LA because I was moving and I was running late for my appointment to move in. This officer pulled me over and I was like jamming out to Usher, so I was zoned out.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, yeah. And then he was like, excuse me, ma'am, you know how fast you were going? I was like, no, like, Burns playing. He was like, you're going over 90.
Oh, this is the drive down from the Bay.
Yeah, it's like, it's like long. And,
and like it's hard to gauge how fast you're going because it's so flat and boring.
So tight, but he actually did not give me a speeding ticket. He was like, oh, I won't give you a speeding ticket, but I noticed your license, like the address is, different or something. Just get that fixed. So he didn't give me a ticket.
He likes you, or he likes Usher.
Yeah, it's one of those, which I'm all. I mean, I'm not for the first one, but okay, your turn.
What fast food restaurant do you think I'm most likely to drive through? And what's my order?
Oh, okay. Okay, I remember we had this debate like years ago. You had it with like the guys. I think you're gonna say, okay, I don't think they have a drive-through, but I think you're gonna say Shake Shack.
I do like Shake Shack.
He loves, back then you loved Shake Shack. And then we had the debate, In-N-Out or Shake Shack. And I think you're gonna keep your order really simple. I don't know the names of the burgers, like the regular Shake Shack burger with no cheese, because I don't think Taylor can eat cheese.
I can't have cheese.
No cheese, their fries, and maybe a soda. He can't drink milkshake, so that's not an option, or float. So I think it's like the Shake Shack burger, no cheese, and then French fries and like some soda.
Yeah, it's pretty basic. Yeah, but that's essentially what I get at Shake Shack. Good choice for a restaurant. I do like Shake Shack a lot, and I did get it a lot. I mean, if you've been watching Lunch Break 2020, I got it like every time we had American food.
Wait, I got it right?
I mean, I haven't really thought about it, but...
No cheese, right?
Yeah, definitely no cheese. Maybe double meat. Maybe that's the trick.
Okay,
that's a mood thing. Sometimes I'm like, I earned it.
Also, you know why I remember this? There's one time we were in Vegas one year, and where everyone's like, what should we get for lunch? You're like, oh, I'm going to Shake Shack. That's when Shake Shack hasn't opened in LA yet. Because
the period of time when Melody and I hung out a lot was when Shake Shack was just getting introduced to the West Coast. So it was still a novelty a little bit. That's some fun surface level. Let's go a little deeper. We'll go to level 2.
Okay. The question is, how are you, really?
This card, I'm generally good.
Genuinely?
You know? Yeah, it's been a crazy year, 2020, and this 2021 is there's a lot to do and a lot of hope for it, so that it's better than last year and stuff. So it's a little scary thinking about that stuff, but when I take a bird's eye view, I'm like, I'm very happy with where I am in my relationship, and I'm excited about where the work can go and stuff, and my family's healthy, and everyone's doing well. So I'm good. I'm good.
That's very a Taylor answer, I'd say. I think you gave a great answer, but everyone who really know Taylor. Like I think you're so level-headed. You're dependable, and I feel like with that kind of personality, you're just a little bit more like you're always like my glass is full, and you always have a positive perspective and spin on things. So I think whenever and the questions like people are like, oh, complaining about things, you'll never do that.
Well, it'll definitely take a few more questions to get to that level. Yeah.
Stay's more positive.
What's your father's name, and tell me one thing about him?
My dad's name is Bruce, because he actually named himself after Bruce Lee.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, he loves Kung Fu. I know it's like, one thing about him is that, this is one thing I recently learned, but he's a simple man. Like, all he does for fun, like when I'm back home, like the first thing he does when he wakes up, he reads his iPad, and he reads Kung Fu, old Chinese novels, all day. He doesn't have to watch a show. He'll literally read a book, have breakfast, read the book, go to lunch, read the book. That's it.
And that's his routine.
He just really enjoys a simple life.
Yeah.
And I feel like, okay, like he does like enjoy traveling, but I'm like, wow, how does someone read that much all the time?
Right.
And he does golf, but like reading is like his thing. And I'm like, oh wow, this is so, I never see someone just do one thing.
Yeah.
So that's something I learned.
Yeah. I feel like every parent has that one thing that they kind of get sucked into later in life and they get comfortable with too. Have you ever like tried reading like with him or like reading one of his books?
I like would peer over his shoulder and like read like one word in Chinese, like "iga hao." I think one thing I did appreciate about this is that I don't know if you feel this way, but have you always been an introvert?
I think most people think I'm an extrovert. I'm definitely somewhere in the middle. So, I think tests I'm more introverted.
Got it. Because I think for me, like I've always been extroverted, but then as I've gotten older, I kind of skew more introverted. And like my mom is extroverted, so when I'm at home now, like I like kind of go to my dad more like, oh, it's so nice to see him quiet. Like, he's like my escape sometimes. Like,
oh, how interesting. It kind of like change later in life.
Changes a little, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You appreciate these things in your
He probably really appreciates it too, I assume.
Yeah, I just like pull up a book and sit next to him. Like, okay, my turn to read too.
Let's take a quick break from lunch break to thank our sponsor, Squarespace. As you all know, here at Wong Fu, we make videos. The Video Blocks feature allows us to highlight and showcase our videos exactly how we want. The templates Squarespace offers are beautiful and elegant and work seamlessly with any device. To learn more about the other features offered, head over to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready, make sure to use our code WONGFU at checkout to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain name. Links can also be found in the description below. Now let's get back to lunch break.
My question for you is, have you changed your mind about anything recently?
What have I changed my mind about recently? I was having a conversation to someone about like what's the earliest I thought someone can get engaged after meeting them. When I was talking to them, I said 6 months.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, you know, like I think I can get behind that, especially if they're on the same page. This is like it was like a general feeling, not like a general rule that I'm sticking by. And then after talking about it more, I was like, no, definitely not enough time. Like maybe a year. A year is a good amount of time to like even live together, like travel together, all these different things. That's the first thing I thought of. That's the thing I changed my mind about. It was a conversation I had like last week.
With your girlfriend?
No, I mean, she was in the room. Yeah.
Are you thinking about things now?
I mean, we have a plan.
Oh,
I guess
really?
you could say.
See, we haven't caught up. I didn't hear about this plan. Because you know what's crazy, Taylor? I was like, you know, we're turning 30 this year. You know what's crazy? When we were interning for Wong Fu, we literally went to Wes, Christine, and Phil's 30th birthday.
We're the age of those guys.
Yeah, when we were interns. Isn't that crazy?
It is, and it's also kind of scary because like those guys, I still think what they were able to do at that age was a lot, and like they made a movie. They had huge impact and a lot of work under their belt, and it kind of freaks me out a little bit when I think about that.
I know.
But it is crazy. But you know what they say, 30 is a new 20. Okay, level 2 still. Do you think the image you have of yourself matches the image people see you as? I love this one.
Oh man, we're going deep.
And we are very public personas, essentially, you could say so. You
know, we're entering a new year. I think last year was pretty tough for a lot of people. I think from a personal level, I definitely struggle with self-image. And I kind of share that on an episode for ABG on our 2020 reflection, saying goodbye to 2020. So the answer to that question, I would say no. I feel like people generally have a positive opinion about me because I am pretty much myself on the podcast. It's kind of hard not to be. For me, I do believe that like it's harder to be fake than it is to be real. For me personally, that's just how I am. Because I'm like, if you're putting on a facade, and that's like so much more work. Yeah. I say no because I feel like one thing I'm trying to work on for 2021 is to like change my negative perception of myself. Because I do think I'm really hard on how I look in the mirror. Like I'm not like, am I being successful enough? Am I working hard enough? Like, am I doing enough? And I think that's something I'm intentionally trying to work on for this year is to like get over that negative thought pattern. And so in some ways I feel like I'm harsher to myself than the public is to me. Because I feel like your mind can be your worst enemy. There's definitely some people that would interpret that question even as like, oh, I know who I am and I want to make sure that they see me the right way or something. But it's also like, for you, I think this is the right way to go is like, well, I need to make sure that I see myself the way that I want to be seen. Yeah. Really healthy. And it's super relatable. Yeah, I think the world does deserve to see, or I hope
you see yourself the way that your audience sees you, and how your friends see you, which is like super hardworking, super charismatic and loving, and someone that has a strong voice, you know? So whatever it takes to get there.
Like we're all working on you know, our own things internally, but I feel pretty confident that I'll get to a place where I'm super confident, because like I would have answered that question like different a year ago or like 2 years ago. I just think last year kind of did a lot of internal I don't say damage, but like it affected people in different ways internally. So that was my effect of it, but I'm pretty confident that things are gonna be fine.
Yeah.
We're, you know, moving forward. And I mean, you know me pretty well. I'm still the same like person.
But yeah, I think your ability to be super authentic and open on camera is like a strong attribute, and allows that bridge between like people that watch you and want like attach themselves to your content. Yeah, I'm working on it too. I think it's something that we're probably always going to be working on a little bit, because things always change, but it's good to be aware of it. We're going to go to level 3 now, and this is called reflection.
Here we go.
I don't actually know how deep these are. I kind of forget.
Okay, the question is, what do you think I fear the most?
What I think you fear the most? I'm trying to work backwards, because I think that one thing you do value a lot. There's definitely like friendships and certain types of friendships that you value a lot, and I think that you have a really healthy relationship with, and I think like provide you a lot of stability, but you also enrich their lives a lot, and with that comes like community, right? Part of me wants to say greatest fear is losing community, and that's tied to so much, but like even if it's just like losing like your core friends, I feel like that'd be just so devastating. Like if they moved at a different city, I would imagine that being really hard, especially knowing how invested you are in like the Asian community, and just as women too. Like to lose grasp of that, I would imagine that being also really scary. Yeah, I don't know. That's my guess. Maybe that's too abstract. Spiders? I don't know.
What is level 3? So I guess I'll say, Taylor, you're pretty accurate. I think everyone has different types of fears. That is one of my fears. I actually really value my friendships and the community that I'm in LA. I could see why you gave that answer, because there's a lot of times, like when I first moved to LA and like, you know, we both started at Wong Fu, and like navigating post-grad life, and I had Tay, I cried to Taylor so much. You remember like you'd pick me up to like, we're going to the bar, or like when I hang out on Friday night with our friends, and I'd be like, Taylor, this happened. I'd cry. There were so many times I would just cry to Taylor. So appreciate you being there.
And it's because she gives so much to the people she's working with. I think when you put so much of yourself, when things are like not, if you don't feel like it's enough, or it seems like it's not enough to other people, then it's like devastating. Yeah. And also being friends, we've seen a lot of like friends come in and out of that, right?
Yeah.
And it's been really tough. I feel like every time you see a turnover of like a friend group or something. Yeah.
And then the thing I want to acknowledge, Taylor, here is that like your answer is correct, and also because after the Wong Fu internship, I actually went back home to the Bay Area for a little bit, and I actually felt like I was missing my community. During that time when I was in the Bay Area, Taylor and my other good friend Vince and Christine, hey Christine, they actually drove from LA to the Bay Area to hang out with me for a few days, and like you guys crashed in my place. So I feel like when that happened, I was like so excited, so happy that like my friends from LA, for me you guys represented like a different community, different group that I was starting to like cultivate, come back to see me in the Bay Area. And so I thought that was really nice. So that meant a lot to me. So I could see how that answer kind of plays, or that story plays into your answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good time. That was a good time, yeah. Okay, how do our personalities complement each other?
People would joke around about how our personalities are very different, but we do complement each other, because I'm kind of like bouncing off the walls personality. I get like really stressed out, and like I'm just like that type of personality. But Taylor is just so like, the word to describe Taylor, he's like, he grounds you. You know, you're so calm, and like especially when you're doing a shooting in productions, like and you're in the heat of production, you're so like, okay, this is what we need to do. Like you're not freaking out.
I'm freaking out on the inside.
When I'm freaking out, you know I'm freaking out. With you can't tell, but you're always so level-headed and calm. And I feel like having you as like a team member or as a friend, it's just so beneficial, because like you bring people down to reality, or like base level, like, okay, this is what's going on, everything's okay, you're fine. I benefit more from a personality like yours, I think, because it's just like, this sounds like a really weird example, but do you know the Snickers commercials where like, I don't want to say like people are like getting mean and angry. It's like, this person's like a monster right in the backseat, or a diva, and the guy's like, you just need a Snickers, and he eats a Snickers, he's like, oh, I'm back to normal.
You're like, such a diva.
You're kind of like a Snickers bar.
Oh, interesting, because I can't even eat a Snickers bar.
I think that in some ways that you're able to like calm people down and like allow people to be level-headed. I think that's such an important trait.
Yeah, the idea that it balances
out
is cool. And that works both ways. Like to me, vulnerable is something that I don't do as often. And I think like having someone be vulnerable allows me to be more vulnerable. I remember back in the day, it'd be like the Wong Fu stuff or internship or travel and stuff. It'd be like, okay, like I'm telling myself this just as much as I'm helping you, you know?
But honestly, I feel like I could go on about so many good things about Taylor. So I'm waiting for the question, but compliment Taylor, I will, but.
Yeah, I didn't mean for this to turn into a compliment.
No, I want to.
The balance is very much true. They complement each other. And that's why we've continued to hang out, I guess, or stay in contact.
It's been like 8 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is high school and college years put together.
I'm losing track.
Oh.
Oh.
Do you believe everyone has a calling? If so, do you think I found mine?
I think you did find your calling. For however long I've known you, you've had a passion to create, and you get to do that through Asian Boss Girl. You've had a passion for community, very much Asian Boss Girl. And you wanted to you have your own voice, and you wanted to showcase your personality. And I think it's the best way to do it is through the content you're doing versus like, in some other ways, sometimes you're just behind the camera and like doing a lot of grunt work to get a bunch of people's visions. But I think for you, it's like a perfect balance that fits, I think. I don't think it's like easy or like perfect, but I definitely think you're on the right track. So I'm really proud that you found that. And I think it's cool to see your journey to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were there from the beginning. And I'll say, Taylor, you're like spot on.
So typically at the end of these games, you're supposed to write a letter. Each player write a message to each other, fold and exchange, open only once you two have parted. We're gonna do that. But thanks, Kenny, for helping us with lunch again. If you want to be a care holder and contribute to ideas like this and lunch, go check out our Patreon at patreon.com/WongFuProductions. Thanks, Mel, for being our first guest of the year on Lunch Break. Definitely, go follow her on everything she's doing on Asian Boss Girl. They got like YouTube content, podcasts, all this stuff going on.
Very honored to be here, and thank you so much.
What a crazy journey it's been to get to this table. And just as a reminder, Lunch Break is twice a month now in 2021, so we'll see you on the next episode. And now we'll start writing our letters. Okay? Okay.
Ew.